Hello everyone for my final video for the Transformers series. In my opinion, it's really real simple. This wraps up the series, I believe, in its full entirety, and the others are just cash grabs. And shouldn't have been made in the first place. So, before I get into Transformers Dark of the Moon, the third and final entry for the Transformers saga, I want to say thank you for the supporters I gained and the ones I lost, because that teaches me to rethink a few things, adjust a few things, and get new ideas in the process. So thank you for all of you. And to my close friends that stuck by me from the beginning. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. And without all of you, I won't be doing this in the first place. So thank you very much. Please hit the notification bell down below. You can see my videos drop first when they get notified. Comment down below, share, like my videos, so on and so forth. Now let's get to the final film for this series, Transformers Dark of the Moon. So, where this takes place goes back towards the war days for Cybertron, the last days. Again, they reference it again for a reason. So they mentioned the Ark in the flashback. What it could have been that could have won the Autobots the war on Cybertron. But unfortunately, it was shot down, and all hope was lost by that point. But there was a point for that. The Decepticons did some shady deals during the war that led up to the final film, which I will go into once I reach that point. So, back on Earth and everything, they go, again, Nest, they hunt down Decepticons' own natural way again, after dealing with the ordeal with the Fallen, and they go to one place that no one can go to for a long, long time. Historians know this place. Normal people know this place if they looked into it. It's called Chernobyl. It was a whole ordeal where arrogant people messed up, and now the area is isolated off for a long period of time. And it's a damn shame in my opinion. But I won't get sidetracked about that. That's a whole different thing. So, Optimus Prime goes there with Nest, and also with his crew, to find a Decepticon. And while there, they find a piece of the Ark. I'm sorry, they find an energy source there. All right, sorry about that. An energy source, and they find an energy source. And so is NASA and everything else. So, once Optimus finds out that one of the Ark pieces was there at Chernobyl, he was pissed beyond repair when he got back to the Nest headquarters. But talk down when we get back to that. While at Chernobyl, Optimus Prime sees an old adversary he did not want to deal with. And his name, if you know Transformers, was Shockwave. He was a mad scientist that experimented on Autobots on Autobots in general. Kind of like a surgeon, but 10 times worse. So when Optimus saw Shockwave, those two were not happy to see each other again like Megatron. They were not happy for nothing. And when Shockwave saw Optimus, he called out his name and Flag disappeared. Without escaping for the piece from the Ark. While being ambushed at the same time. So, and once they left Chernobyl and everything, which meant the whole process for the humans, then the person from the government shows up, and Optimus is pissed. He's in his vehicle mode, and he didn't want to talk to anybody for nothing. He was that pissed off. So when Ironhide tapped on his hood, the top of the truck or whatever it is, he transformed all pissed off and explained how he felt. And then the woman from the government, I forgot her name. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I still remember the movie clear as day. Explained they were the astronauts and the astronauts and everyone involved on that mission was kept to secrecy. They couldn't explain nothing to anybody from the 60s. You see Neil Armstrong in the film and explains why everything wasn't mentioned. It was under lock and key for all this time until now. And once the Ark was explained by Optimus, there was one key piece that led to the events later in this film, Sentinel Prime. He was the leader of the Autobots before Optimus, and basically was brought back to life. But the kicker is the Decepticons wanted Sentinel Prime found, because he was the main key to their plan to get rid of the Autobots for good. And I'll get to that part later when it comes around to it. So when they find Sentinel, when they go to the Ark on the moon, Optimus finds a switch to unlock the door where Sentinel was located, with the pillars and the control pillars around Sentinel, and brought him back to Earth. And once Sentinel was brought back to Earth, he was brought back to life and everything, and confused, and was brought up to date. And meanwhile, Sam, and if I forgot to mention Sam, sorry about that. So, Sam has a new girlfriend in this film since Megan Fox was causing all issues in the background scene, and basically she was fired from the Transformers series. So they find this baddie. You've seen the film, we know who I'm talking about. And she works in this high place, makes more money than all this other bullshit BS crap. And he's like a mail person at the office. Delivers mail, stuff like that. Working from the bottom to get to the top. And the antagonist, the human one, is from Grey's Anatomy, the doctor. Never seen that show, but I knew his face. So, basically, when those two meet, it wasn't a good terms at first, and Sam had good reason why not to like him. Later to find out, he was part of the Decepticon plan, and the watch he was wearing was also a Decepticon as well, and the car and everything else. So he was set from the get-go. And on the Autobots' end, Optimus and the Autobots know nothing about this, about his betrayal Sentinel was about to do. When Sentinel explains when we were never going to win the war, and a deal had to be made by Megatron, that meant he stabbed him in the back while dealing with the war on Cybertron. And basically just killed Ironhide, wrecked the whole place up. It was a whole thing. And Optimus felt bad, felt guilty, because he made a mistake. When we all make mistakes, we feel bad about it. Until we get over that mistake and learn from it. So that's what Optimus had to do. And he was betrayed by his teacher and everything else. So, once that mistake happened and had to learn from it, Sam was also affected by this as well. And it's not pretty for him. I can't remember detail by detail in this film, but I remember key points of why this film was good. So when the Autobots were forced to be exiled by the Decepticons and by Sentinel, basically they were forced to be exiled. And once that happened, that a-hole Starscream basically blew up the ship they were on and thought they killed them. But in reality, they were hitting in the booster rockets in case stuff went down, and it did. Chicago was the latest spot to be attacked during this time. And when Sentinel betrayed Optimus at the Washington D.C., at the Abraham statue or stuff like that, he opened up a space bridge where on the moon there was a bunch of hidden reinforcements on the moon waiting to be activated. And once that space bridge was opened, those reinforcements showed up and took over Chicago. And that was no pretty sight to see. People got killed, a bunch of buildings destroyed, and it was not pretty. So, an Optimus came back with his Autobots. He had to do things sneaky at first. And then my favorite scene out of this film was Optimus's rage. With the music behind it was fantastic. Optimus swept through all those Decepticons like nothing. Killed them off one by one. And the humans helped them along the way with the Autobots. Like the old days. And then ended the matter entirely. I'm not gonna say how or when this movie, how it ended, because I want to spoil it to anyone who didn't see it. But it was action-packed, excellent, and I felt like it was a good wrap-up point for the series, in my opinion. The other two were just cash grabs, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna do those unless all you guys want me to do it. But everything about this film was perfect to me. Fantastic. Action scenes were on point. Actors killed it. Voice actors, beyond point, killed it. Storyline was good. And there's really nothing else to say about that. I greatly enjoyed it and rank it 10 out of 10. Other people might think differently, but that's okay. We're all humans and have our own different opinions. So, that'll wrap up my thoughts about the Transformers trilogy. And thank you for the love and support for this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Without your love and support, I wouldn't be here in the first place. Please hit the notification bell down below so you can see my videos drop first. Comment down below, share, like, all the good stuff. And once I find better movies, I do movie reviews as fast as I can. That's a promise I'm willing to make. So again, thank you for everything. May God bless you all. Stay safe, and I will see you very soon.